What's up, everybody? I'm Randy. We're back here at Bike Worx. Again, we're working on this 1950 Panhead. You can notice that the neck and everything is stripped down, front end's off of it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to create a filler panel. If you notice, this neck is dished here. So what I want to do is create a panel that makes it flat. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a pocket behind this panel here. So when the handlebars come on, the headlight comes on, I'll be able to drill holes in it and run my wires along the frame, but you won't ever be able to see them. So essentially what I'm doing is creating a cavity to run the wires through without actually having to run them through the frame. What this is just going to do is just going to create a little custom look, be a little bit different, just a little bit more sleek. So then once we take the tank off, I've built up the mount for the tank. Here's a hole, original hole for the speedometer cable to run through. So what I'm going to do is create another filler panel that molds in and shapes in with all this. The wires will come through here, then they'll go down through that hole, and I can run them out the back of the frame. So that's what we're doing today, is finishing up the custom work on the neck. Alright, so the cups have been welded into the neck, so what I've got here is a piece of pipe that's relatively the size that I want, diameter wise. What I'm going to do is end up cutting it out to where it'll fit over the top. Once it fits over the top, then I could shape it in around the sides and around the back here. We'll get it tacked in and welded in, and then we'll fit our other piece to it. Once that's all fit up, we'll start tacking things in place, drill a hole, and maybe run some wires through it so that after it's painted, we can just connect to our wiring and just pull it through. What I'm trying to do is cut it just short enough so there's a little bit of a gap. That way when I weld it in and then grind it back down smooth, it still has full penetration weld and it stays flush. So a lot less body work to be done afterwards. We'll go ahead and tack this in place. Then once it's there, we can start finishing the metal around it. Then we'll weld it out all at the end. Alright, so we got the second piece fit in here. What I've got is a hole in the center here to fit over the top part of this stud so we have some adjustment. What I've done is just coped out the front and flared them. So now what we'll do is get these tacked into here. Then we can fill all this with weld it together, weld it to the frame, and then we'll finish up with filling in this section here. Once all that's done, I'll have a wiring chase. I can drill a hole here, and that'll conclude it all. So what I'm using is the cut off pieces from this original piece of pipe to just fill in the rest of the void in here. That way I have a full radius on it and I have all the open space on the inside. So at this point it's just a matter of taking this and trimming it and shaping it to fit how I want it to look on the inside here. So here you have it. Here's the finished product. What we have here is our concealer panel welded onto our fork cups. We got that little strip welded in and metal worked out here. There's a little triangle piece here. Here's our secondary filler piece. This is what the tank's gonna sit on. Right here, there's a big hole. The wires will run through the frame here. They'll run underneath this cover, around the neck, and then out this hole and this hole. Top hole is for the handlebar wires. When they come down, they'll go in here. They'll come out this hole and go into the headlight. We'll make all of our connections in the headlight. That way we don't have any connections in the frame. And then I got the fork stops welded on down here. This is in the location where when the trees turn, the lower one's gonna make contact with it right here so that we don't have any chipping or any Bondo work getting messed up back here. So this will all be behind the lower triple tree. There's an internal fork stop, or a fork stop rather, built onto the bottom tree, and it'll rest right here. So that's it.